Yo,
Yeah. What's going on?
dude.
Tuesday, this guy right here, he didn't show up until like 45 minutes before we were going live.
Oh my god, dude, it was terrible. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Terrahash Tuesday, and I literally just got here. Oh man,
And you're the one you requested for the later time.
I know, thinking I had enough time, but I didn't. So, oh my gosh, dude, I didn't even get a chance to set up, like nothing. Oh my god.
Oh
What's
man,
going
looks
on?
great. Looks great.
Yeah, it looks phenomenal. What's going on, King? I haven't spoke to you the past few days, bro. What you been doing?
Man, just been 3D printing my stuff here. You know how it is.
Oh, doing a lot of the 3D printing.
This
Very
is
nice.
the new final version right here. So I'll be giving this away if people want them. Just DM or email me.
Nice. So you didn't go see, but did you go see through? They're see through, right?
Yeah, it's cut out. Yeah,
it's cut out. Sorry, I was on a separate screen. Yeah, I told you that would work, man. That looks nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, I did some testing and I did some adjusting with the infills and stuff like that, right? Because I want it to be strong and not break. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's good to go. I went with this way. Well, Hawk knows this as well as anybody being in a business because he runs his restaurant. Is I'm going to save money on actual filament here, as well as I'll save time on print time because it doesn't have to print that anymore. So, it's from a cost perspective, definitely. So I'll be able to actually print 33% more of these if I do it 24 hours a day, if I do it this way, than if I did it the other way. So, and I'm saving like 37% on the filament. So
nice.
Yeah. So, people want them. DM me, man. I got the 12 cap ones already made, and I could do 4 cap GPU riser versions and the AAA Wave 10 cap versions. If you have a version that I don't have, you just need to send me whatever riser it is. That way I could make sure it fits. And if you want a color, because it's only going to be coming in the test colors right now, and then I'm going to be doing is a solid black. That's all it's going to be. So if you want like, pink or I don't know, whatever color you want, I'll do it, but you'll have to buy the filament and then I'll print it out for you. So
sweet. Nice try, Max. Nice try, but nothing.
He didn't take the bait.
No, I did not take it. No, I didn't take it. That's great, man. I told you the cutout will look nice. I think it looks better, to be honest with you. I think the cutout looks better.
It's grown on me a little bit. I do like it better. Yeah.
Nice.
I do like it better.
Nice. Yep. Yep. And it's good, like you said, 30% more, and it works out. It's probably even better for heat too, so you don't get any heat buildup between the unit and the riser.
Yeah,
not that it probably would anyway, but still, you can always make the argument.
Yeah, I'm saving time because it usually takes me 11 hours to print 3 with the stuff in here, and then this is only gonna take me like 7.5. Right. So, and then also I'm losing like, I don't know. I remember how many grams. I think it's like 14 grams of filament per thing. So it's like a third of the filament. So
how much filament does it? So it costs you what? 52?
No.
Grams to make one. How many grams to make one?
29 now.
No, right, but before.
It was like 48 or something like that. I think 50. I can't remember. I'll have to pull the slicer up again.
That's good though. No, that's good. I mean, hey, it's cheaper to make, right? You can make more and it looks better. So it's a win-win. From a business standpoint, it's a win-win. Cheaper product price, all that stuff. So
actually I'll be launching this on my Flux WordPress page that I have to rebuild, unfortunately. Something happened with my WordPress site that I've been having on Flux, and has to be completely rebuilt. So I'm not really looking forward to that. But I will be selling these on that webpage. I haven't come up with a price yet, but I'll probably talk to Hawk. He knows a good amount about numbers. He's familiar with that. So,
well, you gotta, and we'll touch on this a little bit, right? Because you gotta, if you're gonna sell a product, right, you have to make your money back, and then you gotta make a profit on it because you want to be able to create more. You don't want to run at a deficit. You know what I mean? You don't want to run at a loss.
Right.
So definitely. I can't get this mic to stay. Jesus. All right.
And thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Crypto Craig, with the $12.34. The 1, 2, 3, 4 King with that fresh cut in a Starbucks. Thanks,
You're
man.
not the only one with a fresh cut.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
I'm gonna cut him.
Got the fade.
No, I don't want to cut.
Look
No,
at
I don't
that.
want to hurt nobody. So I'm gonna
Got
put my
the
hat back on.
fade.
Yeah, fade on point.
I needed a Starbucks. I didn't get up till 1 today. I was a lazy piece of shit.
Holy hell, dude! You know, to be honest, I haven't slept at all because the girlfriend is sick. Well, she had a 24-hour bug. Thank God, it wasn't anything longer than that. And she just couldn't take. Like, she was just down. And then I was feeling it. And I didn't sleep, so I was down. And I'm just like, oh my God. And then for the first time in 7 weeks, little man just decides not to cooperate today. Didn't want to sleep. Didn't want to eat. Just had a rough day. So it's been since like 6:30 this morning. It's been brutal.
I don't miss those days anymore. But we do have a caller in already. We got a caller in. Let's see if I can get him this time.
No, I'm not guessing. I'm not doing it.
All right. He's struck out too many times.
I did. Yeah, no, I'm done. Watch him be the person I guessed. Oh no, definitely not someone I would have guessed. Highlighted. What's up, bro?
What's good, boys?
What's going on, man?
Dude, the daughter doesn't want to eat either. Doesn't want to sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't want to eat.
We had our kids, I think, a week apart, right? He was born May 5th.
May 1st. So 4 days.
Yeah, it's about 4 days apart. So it was
4
pretty
days.
cool. Me and him were talking about. He's like, "Yo, I'm on my way to the hospital." I'm like, "Yeah, we're not there yet." You know. And then,
Yeah, man.
but yeah, man, it's Oh yeah. Oh, she's beautiful, man. I mean, you sent me pictures. Yeah, she's beautiful.
There you go. Congrats, man.
Yeah, it's a blessing. Mr. DJ Mine says, "Mining disrupt so close. Why am I wearing a hat indoors?" I don't know. I felt like it. Mining disrupt. Yes, it's around the corner. I actually spoke to them today, and they are giving me a press pass, which is pretty cool because it gives you access to the entire place. Because I did that video, and they saw it, and they're like, "Hey, would you do a video for all of Mining Disrupt?" I'm like, in different locations. I'm like, for a press pass, and I get one for free. So I'm gonna look to see if I can get a cameraman, and then I can do like a really like professional video. See if somebody wants to come in and just follow me around with a camera. That'd be pretty cool. So yeah,
Look at that, man. True
Excited.
movie star now.
Yeah, man. That's
Somebody following you around. Look at that.
That's what I'm saying, right? I'm usually the guy following everybody. So I was like, "Panda, where you going, Panda? Panda."
No,
Panda,
you don't want
Panda,
me. Retro Mike, you don't want me as your cameraman. I'm not good at the camera.
All you gotta do is hold it. That's it. Just the camera. Gotta hold the camera. Get your head out of the gutter, Max.
Let's get a chest mount one. That way I can still drink a Coors Light while I'm at my
chest mount. A chest mount one.
I gotta tell you guys, man. Mining King with only 6.21K subs. Y'all gotta go sub to him, man. Y'all gotta go sub to him.
Yeah, he's been growing. His channel's been growing. Everybody's been actually doing pretty good. We went over this the other day, actually, didn't we? We were looking at
I
like
think so.
growth.
Yeah, we were talking. A few of us YouTubers
His
talking
Flux
about
video
it.
helped me out. He's been Discording me every now and then.
So, Mr. Highlighted Mine, let me ask you a question, man. So, what's your mining setup look like?
I mean, right now I'm hard still on Caspa. Y'all won't want to hear it, but
Really?
still on Caspa, man.
Going all in, huh?
Yeah, I'm on Caspa and Dynex, really. Those are the two, and then of course I got Bitcoin. But I just think, I was gonna do a video because you hear a lot of YouTubers talking about like, oh, I got a bag of it and then I stopped, right? I got a bag of it, then I stopped, but nobody's defined what a bag actually means. So I have a question for y'all. What does that mean? What does that mean?
I
Like
think
Meow Coin, what's a bag of Meow Coin looks like? Yeah,
$500,000.
Shut up, King.
Come on now. Come on now.
I'm just saying it's a bag.
Speaking
is
of Meow
defined.
Coin,
Is
sorry.
defined? I would say a bag is probably, I would say, is defined by your risk tolerance for how much you're willing to mine at a loss, right? Because when you're mining a bag, that's essentially you're saying that you're willing to spend X amount of dollars on electricity for this many coins, right? And that's when you're willing to stop taking the risk. Essentially, that's what it means to me. So it's up to the person, right? Red RPM's in here. You know what I mean? He's like a Caspa whale. He has that ice river thingy. He's
Yeah,
that one guy who has 10 billion or whatever. The one.
but
the
would
one
he be
whale.
mining
Oh
Caspa
my
if he
God.
didn't get that kit? That's the thing.
Actually, I think he was mining Caspa before he got that. We all were actually at one
Not
point.
at $700 a day.
So it was
Oh,
weird. I
no, I'm
only
talking
did
about before.
Caspa as like a test for a few days, man, and I had got like 20,000 a long
Yeah.
time ago,
Yeah.
and I just kept the 20,000. That's it. I didn't actually continuously mine it. So that 20,000 Caspa is sitting in my Zelcore, and I'll just hold it until the bull run, and then I'll just dump it off and trade into something that I believe in a little bit more.
Mr. Highlighted Miner, I did see your text message, bro. It's been a long couple days. I gotta set aside some time. I had to reschedule the what do you call it? The mining disrupt call like 6 times. So I'm gonna get to it. Things are starting to level out now. So, but speaking of Meowcoin, their Discord got hacked. See this?
I did. I got like several Discord messages on various channels from Hot Crypto Mining that the Meowcoin Discord.
Hey, look, the only reason why I got, and I told Chump, I was like, look, I said, I'm going to hear it on the general chat. It's going to notify everybody. And I'm just trying to prevent anybody losing any more money because I saw how much ETH was stolen with the Dynex one. Remember that? It's like 14 ETH. That's crazy. These people, who suckered into this? Like, who bought into it? Now, I'm sure with Dynex, it'd be a little bit easier to talk about or to get people. With Meowcoin, he's never talked about airdrops. Like, not to my knowledge. They've never mentioned airdrops at all. So
don't they have that one for Twitter though? I can't remember what it's called. It's it has a weird cat name with it where you like tweet them on Twitter or something and at them and then they give you like a little bit. I can't remember what that was called.
it wasn't an airdrop though. I think it was just
No.
like post your address kind of thing, and then they'll send it to you. I think that's
Yeah,
what that was.
that was the only thing
I
that
guess
I
that's an
remember
airdrop?
them.
Oh.
That's the only thing I remember them doing. Yeah, you have to like. I'm not a Twitter guy. You have to like hashtag them and have your address in there, and then they'll send you some or something or whatever.
Fully electric. I know I passed out. I'll get back to you when the show's over. My bad, dude. I'm so behind with everybody. It's insane. Like I have like 5 emails for Terra I have to respond to. I haven't even got back yet. So if you guys sent me an email for Terra, sorry, I'm gonna get back to you tonight. Now that I'm up and I took a nap for a few hours, which was nice. But so Mr. Highlighted Miner.
I got a question for King, man.
Uh-oh.
You're the Flux proof of work guy. Not talking
Not
about
financial advice.
Not talking about equipment or anything like that, because that's speculated, right? The benchmark's coming out early June.
I think it's probably going to come out mining Disrupt itself. We're still waiting
Yeah.
on it. The benchmark has not come out yet.
Right. So, what do you think price prediction for Flux would be if proof of work get a little bit of legs underneath it? Because I have it at $35, 10 times the old all-time high. That's what I have it at.
Like in the bull run. So even if they got it to
yeah,
work,
bull run,
right?
bull run.
If they got it to work, which I know they will, that's not the issue. The issue that
Yeah.
they're going to run into is once again is going to be when it comes down to like their WordPress, which is going to be adoption of their proof of useful work, right? Of actually getting clients to come on there and actually use their service. So once again, they're going to have to do something pretty aggressive in pricing on that because they have to essentially get people to move over and use their service instead of somebody else like Vast or AWS or whoever they're using. I have high hopes for Flux. This is my thing. Like long term, like Flux, I think will get over $100. Do I think it's going to
Really?
happen? Do I think it's going to happen in the next?
Whoa.
Hold on. Do I think it's going to happen next bull run? No, but I think it will over time. To me, look, Flux is a really long term play for me. It's long term thinking ahead, right? This is like you're just getting into like like Microsoft when it's first starting out, right? And it took a long time for Microsoft to get where it's at, right? You're on the ground level of Flux right now. Unfortunately, the time of mining like hundreds or thousands of Flux is gone, and Flux is actually really hard to come by now. So I do think at some point it'll get to $100, and I think it's gonna break the cycle of being tied to Bitcoin eventually. I don't know when that date is, but I think it'll do those things.
So you think it's
So
gonna
are you
it's gonna
mining
break?
it? Are you mining it right now, or you just have nodes on it?
I went back today to mine it. So I changed some of my mining. I was mining only to my pools before, like my Ergo and my Radiant pool. I had 4 rigs on my Neoxa pool for a while, and I got those going. I am still mining Radiant, and I am mining it to my pool. But I am mining some other various coins, right? So I'm gonna try and just build a bunch of randomness of just everything except for Dynex. I won't do that. So you couldn't pay me to mine that. So I won't mine Dynex, but other coins I am mining again, and I'm gonna get bags and I'm gonna sit on those. So I'm just gonna get. Here's the thing: is for the bull run, it's better to have quantity than quality, right? You know what I mean? As far as having a lot of different
Wait,
coins.
so Dynex is on the docket
Mm,
to mine. Then if it's quantity
I
over quality,
I
then
don't.
Dynex is on that
Okay,
list.
if
You
if
have
if
to.
if you know me though, if you know me,
I
I'm
I
not
know
I'm
you,
not
but
like everybody else who's on the Dynex train. And I know Retro Mike's in the crowd here, and he's tested it. Whatever. I think Dynex is a rug pull. That's me personally. Could be wrong, but hey, it's my opinion. I will not get into Dynex.
because you don't mind to sell. Like you don't mind to
No.
sell right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I won't mind Dynex. I won't support them. It's not for me.
It's fair.
So
I do think
I know some people consider it to be proof of useful work, and I could see that. But to me, it's just like they were really secretive a long time for their project, right? At one point or another, their source code was private. They they had like weird names for their developers and stuff like that, not real names. It's just to me, it's just like if you've built something you're so proud of, well, why are you hiding your identity and yourself so much? I don't understand it.
Retro Mike thinks Chlor is a bigger
man,
scam than Dynex.
that's fighting DJ kind of
Well,
works
no,
right there.
okay, hold on. Number one, when it comes to DJ, he's just into
Yeah.
AI. Period. He's into making money. He doesn't have loyalty. Like he's in what's ever going to make him money. I know DJ. He's like, I'm about dollars. All right. Now, Chlor, I will agree with Retro Mike that their AI marketplace is a bunch of crap. So,
Yeah.
I don't believe in Chlor at all. I don't know
I
if
think-
anybody's even been to their AI marketplace to Chlor. Most of it is just other mining operating systems, which you could rent to mine on other people's crap that you can't even tune. So it just runs like a 3070 full tilt, and that's it. Or you can run things in Docker. Those are the only things that you can do on Chlor.
I'm just confused about this $100 Flux, man.
You're
What you got to give me a timeline for that because I think $35 the next bull run. So you're talking about the bull run after that? What's that?
Yeah,
2030?
I would say maybe around the bull run after that. But I think that there's gonna be look, if Flux gets adoption, right? If they get a big client, like I don't know, whoever, right? Whoever it is, a big client that steps away from AWS or Azure or any of those other companies, right? And they come over and they try them out, and then other companies start trying them out, and they start just getting the snowball effect of all these companies coming over. I think it could be great. But the one thing I have right now with a problem with Flux right now is we tapped into it a little bit on Saturday night, but their new Flux nodes, the OS they have, the 4.0.0. I was talking actually to a potential. Oh, here. I mentioned Flux, and look, here he is. This guy.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
Here he is. Look, dude, are you in Miami? Look, he has the shirt opened up and everything. He's got the top up.
Why are you supposed to button it to your neck?
Like this?
Oh, yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
there you go. There you go.
Now you're from Canada. Go ahead.
Now you're from Canada.
Say hi.
Hey.
What's going on? What are you guys doing?
What's going on? You know, we're just talking about Flux. You know, the talk of the town.
The $100 Flux.
$100
$100 Flux is what Mining King.
If you ask Jeff Key or anybody from the Flux team, price is not their concern. That's not what they're looking at.
Nope.
Which is why it'll go to $100.
Chump Change says Vitalik is an alien.
Look, they're building their platform right now. That's the goal, and I do think that's the smart move. Don't worry about the price.
Did they say that they had a big player coming into the proof of useful workspace?
I wouldn't have information on that. You're talking to the
Jeff
guy.
Keith's shaking his head yes. So I heard that a few times on a few different. I think it's Netflix.
But being
Netflix.
as that. Being as though is that I have Jeff Key on the line right now, I guess I can ask him a few questions. Jeff Key, with the new release of the Flux OS 4.0.0, you guys have opened up. You guys are going to be opening up a severe amount of ports there. Are you worried at all about the home users who use home networks for their nodes, right? Because essentially, that node in essence is being in a DMZ, having ports 1 through 65,000 opened up. Is there any worry that some of these inexperienced home users who may or may not have networking experience or have adequate actual networking gear be able to protect themselves from people being malicious, right? That's a concern that I genuinely have with so many ports being opened.
Yes and no. Yes, if you don't know what you're doing, this might not be the game for you to play. No, if you know what you're doing.
But doesn't that break your guys as like the guy with the standard gamer PC can hop on?
No, not for Flux OS. Like for node operators, we've always said you're decentralized system administrators, and a system administrator is somebody who manages the system and knows what he's doing. We've always said this might not be for everybody. Dan says it, I say it as well. Like we're getting really serious with this stuff. So proof of use to work, different story.
Fair.
So the Flux nodes is still this is going to remain still more for advanced users then, and not just everybody saying, "Hey, I have 1,000 Flux. I want to get a Flux node going. I'm gonna go watch the hot crypto mining Raspberry Pi video and get me a Flux node."
You can if you struggle through that video, then I guess you can. But yeah, no. Nodes is more serious than in your decentralized system admins. Simple as that.
All right. High limit manner. Do you have anything else you want to add? We're gonna keep like
ask away.
Oh,
I'm in my new car, by the way.
Oh, what'd you get?
I was gonna say, is that a what is that, man? It's looking pretty fresh.
It's a
right
Ferrari.
there.
It's a Ferrari.
That's the Ferrari, the Swedish version.
Yep, the 4-door.
Old man car for an old man.
Is there any news update on the actual release of the benchmark tool, or is it strictly going to be on this around the same time as Mining Disrupt?
Mining Disrupt is when we will release it to, I think, in beta for everybody to start playing with it. And then there will be a closed version before it just to test out a couple things.
And how close do you think that the benchmark is going to be to the live launch of proof of use for work?
99%. Look at that sticker. Yeah, we'll have many more of those at Mining Disrupt. So you better come by and say hi to us.
I don't think you gave me enough, to be honest with you.
I got more, buddy. I got more.
Oh God. There's Flux keychains and stickers all over my car.
Did you at least have the one sticker on your glass put on yet?
Oh, this? Oh wait, no. I have it. I have it here somewhere. Hold on a second. No, it's not on this, but I have it. The white one? Yeah, I have it. It's
the white
it's
one or
it's on my desk.
the glass one.
The glass sticker. It's actually pretty nice.
Another
So,
question about the or if you
Sorry.
want to go highly, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Another question about that update is because it's more geared to enterprise level participants, right? Of like maybe customers you're trying to get away from AWS, right, to come over to Flux. So some of the things that were pointed out were like static IPs, obviously, you know, having uptime and things like that. Will the operators who have some of these things, will they receive an additional reward if they're labeled to be an enterprise node?
No, not at this moment. No, not at this moment. It's more for the consumer side than for the provider side at this point.
Is proof of useful work going after like virtual desktop business space, or is that just like not something that you guys are looking to run on the back end?
No, useful work is more your traditional type of Amazon, Microsoft kind of build out where you run your models on. It's
Are one of those two the ones that you have lined up?
sorry.
Are one of those two the ones that you have lined up to go live? You said you have a big company. Is Microsoft or Amazon one of those two?
I'm sure they could use us. I'm sure they could use us. But no.
Gotcha.
Fully
The
Electric has a
name that
question.
I have in mind and that we're working on will blow people's mind. That's all I say.
That you're working on, so it's not confirmed?
Not confirmed, no. These
On your
things take
side,
time.
even. Okay.
I've got a couple others, but
I'm getting hawked all day today.
Yeah, I'm doing
Fully
it.
I
Ele-
like it.
Fully Electric's got a question. He says, Hawk, I got Flux OS 4.1.1 running only with the original ports open. When will this 64K ports when will these 64,000 ports be needed to be open, and how are you going to avoid port collision between nodes? Good question, I guess.
it's a good question. I don't have the answer here with me. I don't know what to do.
There you go.
If it probably is mentioned in the release notes and in the announcement that Trunk put out when it all goes live. I think it was
And if you-
July 7th. This is the date that's sitting with me. I'm not sure if that's the date.
And if you also have more questions, you can go into the Flux Discord as well. They do have
Absolutely.
a node. They have a node section for the node operators.
Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. I know. Circling back to Chlor real quick, I think a lot of companies like Chlor, I think they release too quickly. I think they get hot nuts. They want to jump in the game. They want to get their name out there, and then what's up, Teaspoon? And then they don't meet the expectations for like what the other companies are doing. They just kind of dive into it too quick. It's like I call it the Locotech plan. That's what I call it.
Locotech.
Well, yeah, I mean, Locotech did it completely. I'm not saying that project's not legitimate or illegitimate. I'm just saying that you released and you had a kindergarten-based website. Okay, like looked like an 8th grader put it together. I mean, Jeff Key's daughter in the car could put together a website 10 times better than the Locotech guys did. Yep, that's a huge compliment. And you know.
She does
It's
program,
just-
by the way. She probably could do it.
I am not surprised. So I think it's a lot of these people they put together their they release too early. That's just what I'm trying to say. I mean,
it's a very competitive space, right? Let's be honest.
Right.
And
It is.
The speed crypto projects operate or blockchain projects operate is ludicrous. It's
It
actually
is.
ludicrous. So if you keep in mind, Flux has been. We've been working on proof of use for work from idea to conception to putting it properly on paper to presenting it to with internally and with developers. We're close to 2 years at this point. 2 years, and that's planning things, testing things, case studies, Alex writing up papers and all that. Me and Alex have been working on this almost nonstop, from
Yep.
envisioning it to pros and cons on how to tackle things, making it part of the chain, not part of the chain, make it part of the algorithm, not of the algorithm. Like there's so much to it. And I kudos to folks who can do this really fast and come up with a chain and put it all out there. By all means, if you can do it fast, congrats. But I'm an old school IT guy at this point, literally driving a Volvo, so I'm old now, officially. But it's I like to take my time. I come out of a medical IT background, so for me, it's important for a system to run, be trustworthy, do what it needs to be doing, and slow and steady. Well, saying goes, slow and steady wins the race, right? So I'll take my time. Let the other ones have their moment de gloire, as they say it here in Canada and in France, and we'll be there. We got our attention already.
So, Crypto Perk says, Hawk, is WordPress still in beta? I actually don't know the answer to that question. Is WordPress technically still in beta? It is?
Yes, it is.
Yep. And it'll be for a bit. This is iterative technology. You have to keep in mind, WordPress is 20 years old, literally 20 years old.
Oh, yeah.
We're putting it on a decentralized network, so we have some challenges with it. And Mining King has seen that firsthand himself this week. So my apologies, Mining King.
It's all right. It's all right, man. It's a beta.
And that's just like a hosting platform. It's not like a management platform where they'll update your WordPress.
Yeah, you can do everything.
Yeah. You would have to do it. It wouldn't be automated.
It's automated as well. So you get a blank slate of a WordPress, and then from there you start plugging in all your plugins, your themes, and whatever you want to do. I'm using it for a shop right now, and but the moment the enterprise solution gets released, I'll probably put it on the enterprise solution as well, so that I'm using, I guess, more of an old school mentality, I guess, on trustworthy servers or servers with that I know might have a longer uptime and all that fun stuff. So I'll be playing with it and testing it all out. That's basically what I'll be doing.
When will the enterprise version you think will come out, Jeff Giefer, in the beta test?
For WordPress itself?
Yeah.
That's literally a matter of me turning a switch and having it available.
Okay.
So we can do that at any given time. So the moment the team feels we're ready, we'll open it up. And as soon as we do that, you can basically expect the beta to be over soon after that.
So let's talk about some other announcements that were from a while back. You guys are also launching your own proof of useful work rig and your own GPUs. And I mean, you guys are going to have everything available here. When does that all go live?
The GPUs, I'm planning on having that website ready within the next week. And then the Octominers, whenever Octominers is ready to release it, they'll announce it. I know they're putting the final touches on their website at this point, so as soon as they're ready, they'll start releasing it. And again, I'll repeat it one more time because I've seen some people and some tubers as well stating things as in you need to buy an Octominer to be able to run proof of use work. No, you don't. You don't have to.
No.
You can literally run it on a regular gaming PC. I've been running the benchmark just fine on my computer, and it's just fine while I'm doing other stuff. So you can.
I know a while ago that Dan talked about wanting to bring the 10 series back. You know that they can be a part of this proof of useful work, but my fear is that this benchmark is going to be weighted so heavily towards new rigs, good CPUs, a lot of RAM, that people with those 10 series may not have the capacity to participate in the network. Is that a concern that you guys have figured out in terms of the
No, it's not a concern at all. The benchmarking tool is more for us to know what's available in the space, and that's for us to go after some potential customers and saying, look, these are some of the cards that we have available right now to go after them. So it helps you guys as a community help us able to sell the product. We're not. I don't want to go to. I'm not in the business, and Hawks knows how I work. I'm not in the business of promising empty promises. I like to give something that's concrete. Like, these are the values that I have. These are the cards that I have available to you. This is how they score, and at the same time allow others to start mimicking what others are producing. Like, if my 3070 scores really well, people can look at my settings, what I have, and then mimic it. And how often do you not, especially with miners, we all go on Discords and we all ask, I have this card and I want to mine this coin. What are my settings? And then we start mimicking from each other, and then we start tweaking ourselves. So we want to provide that out of the box before anything really starts working yet. We want to provide that already to you. Keep in mind, the benchmark is a small AI piece of work you're doing. So it's an actual score. And on top of that, we have disk speed, we have bandwidth measurements, we have what was the other one? I think we use GeoMark as well, and then there's a couple other ones that we're going to run. And there's one benchmark we haven't unlocked it yet, but there's one benchmark that runs like 10 hours or something like that. Crazy.
Holy smokes!
Yep.
So I know you can't talk about it too much, but let's say I build my proof of useful work rig, or I have one of the Octominers, or whatever the story is, right? I got a gaming PC. Do you just have to do the initial benchmark one time, or do you need to continuously do the benchmark every time the work is going to be needed? Because it's going to see if your particular system is going to meet the requirements for said work.
I wouldn't be surprised. We haven't really fully come to an agreement within the team. Some of us say we should bench each time. I'm more of the opinion we bench when we need to bench. If we're going to do a serious AI model piece, 20 minutes might not seem much, but if you do like a small bit or small run, 20 minutes might look like an eternity if it's something that's only going to run for a few minutes, right? So I don't know. I'm maybe we can have the consumer trigger it. Say I want to run a benchmark for before I start, and something like that. So it's something that we're still discussing internally.
Okay.
Bob Single, I believe AMD GPUs will work for proof of useful work.
That is correct. I believe Jeff Key and all them said that only it's going to be NVIDIA for now.
We started with CUDA, yeah, which is the go-to for a lot of AI projects out there.
Although I do have a question for you, Jeff Key. Did you watch the recent AMD data center announcement there with their new AMD
They're late to the game. They're late to the game. They're late.
I think there'll be a cheaper way for people to get
I
in.
disagree, actually, because their MI 250s are already in the world's biggest supercomputers.
Yep.
I think from a consumer level, they might be late to the game.
I think they're still late to the game, but that doesn't mean that they're out of the game. Let's say it that way, right? So, well, for us, we're focusing on what consumers know and use today, and that's what we're going to focus on for now. That doesn't mean we can't add it later on. And the way we're building it out, it's so modular, we can easily build it on top of it. People are going to be surprised when we release it, what's all available in there.
I'm waiting still. I said,
You say that, yet I have it running on one of your rigs, just FYI.
Oh, all right, you said that, I didn't, all right?
I know.
And yeah, I could tell that it's running because the fans of the GPU are spinning again. So
it helped solve an issue we were having. So thank you for that. All right, I'm gonna start driving. And Hawk, you're not talking much today, so
No, am I frozen? Was I frozen for a second?
no, you're just very
You're
quiet.
buffering
No,
pretty hard on
you've
my
been
end.
quiet, man. Maybe
It's-
too much tech talk for him. Too much tech talk.
No, it's just I'm really tired, man. It's been brutal. It's been brutal, but it's been great. Thanks, Jeff. Just a highlight of minors.
Hey.
Appreciate it.
Hey,
Thank you guys
Any
for
last questions? Otherwise, I'm gonna start driving my old man car now.
What'd you get? Seriously, a Volvo?
Yep.
That's not an old man car. Volvo's a nice car. Safe.
you
Safe,
see what
yeah.
you see what
Oh.
Panda's saying in the chat now.
What is he saying?
King,
He
give me
says-
access.
Give me access.
Hey man, tell them to mine with that KS2 to your wallet for a week, and you'll give them access.
If Panda drives by in Manitoba, I'll hook him up.
Oh, dude, look, Panda even has a better connection. You got to go to Manitoba.
All right, boys, want to go take care of the little one?
All right,
man.
hey, have a good one, Highlight.
I appreciate
for
it, bro.
hanging out.
Thanks for coming on.
Appreciate it.
Is there any other updates that you can on any other subject or any other
Come
front?
on, Jeff. Yeah, hold on. Let me translate what King's trying to say. Spill the damn beans, Jeff. Give me something.
I was just wondering maybe if there's something I missed lately that came out, or even or
Well,
something.
you
I don't
guys
know.
watched the AMA, right? Like we're literally gonna be at
Yes.
CES, which is the
Yeah.
tech convention in North America. That one is huge. And
Yeah,
now we're
it's
working
big.
on a few more in the similar categories. So maybe not tech wise, but in the medical fields, the largest one. Radiology, I want to add as well. Yeah, we're working on a couple more.
No bandwidth.
Can't wait for that. I'm going.
Yeah, primetime is really kicking off, and Mining Disrupt is our first real booth. So we're kind of looking forward to that. And see how that's all gonna pan out.
Yeah, I'll be there down there for it. Retro Mike said he's gonna give me a ticket, so
Oh, look at that.
so
You don't be my camera guy?
I told you I have to have a chest mount so I can hold my Coors Light, all right?
Oh my god.
While I'm walking around, all right?
At least it's Coors Light, not Bud Light. So, all right, cool. So, Jeff Key, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm not going to gauge you anymore and put you on the spot because,
Okay.
you know,
Ask the tough questions. That's how we all learn, right?
That's right.
that's it.
All
That's
right.
it.
See you
I
guys.
appreciate it.
Have a good
I'll
day.
see you
Have a
later,
safe
bro.
drive.
Bye.
Wait, Panda says, I have the Octo Server E10. Let's do it. Give me access. Panda, why don't you call in and show everybody your brand new Octo Server? Hey, you mentioned it. I'm just saying.
I can't say anything.
No, Brian, I'm just not going to do that. So yeah, no, it's going to be, I mean, this is what's going on in this space, right? Like, it's not of a lot of exciting news. It's like breadcrumbs into what the potential is going to be for the next bull run, right? There's not much, honestly, there's not much, going on. There's a lot of shit projects. We know that. There's a lot of scams going on. We know that. It's just this is a waiting game. This is a getting, formulating a plan, right? This is what everybody should be doing right now. Everybody should have a piece of paper and write down, whether you want to do it on a computer or whatever, write down a plan on what you're going to do, how you're going to do it moving into the next bull run. Obviously plan for the unknown. That's always good, right? But everybody should have a plan.
I think I know DJs. I'm gonna say it right here. He doesn't even need a notepad. Get rich as F. Game
Yeah.
plan.
Still need a plan to do that. So
What? That is the plan.
yeah, but you need okay. Right. Yeah. 100%. You can take the retro mic plan and go with the flow. Hey, look. I mean, I lost way too much money last bull cycle. So I am getting a plan this time around. Well, I mean, obviously I know better too, but still.
I think this has been a good time, and I've kind of dove into a lot of different things in this bear run. So I think it's a good time to learn stuff, right? And to pick other things up right now, because we're all not trying to, we're all not busy chasing that big coin right now or whatever it's going to be for profitability. So I think it's a good time to learn everything, to learn some Linux, learn servers, and learn everything about the space. It's a good time to learn because most people are turned off right now, right?
Yeah.
So I
It's
think it's a
it's
good
a
time to
rough
learn.
it's a rough time. Hold on one second. Hey, get over here.
Oh, he's got to get Jet's camera time in right now.
Oh, let's go. The dog is not dog's not listening. She only listens to one. So,
Oh,
but it is what it is, man. You know, like you said, there's a lot of learning going on now. Hey, look, I'm learning how to CPU mine. I actually Nerd Gears was selling the what was it? Ryzen 7 1700. I think it did like 20 mega hash on Varus and it was like $60. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try it. And I bought it. And the motherboard was like $60. So another $60. So it was like 120. I already have a cooler. Good to go. I'm gonna give it a shot. Bought the RAM. The RAM was dirt cheap because it's DDR4. We'll see. I see that's what I'm doing. I'm just experimenting. And it doesn't require a lot of money. There's deals. You know, if you get good deals, you know.
see, look,
So.
you just learned some again. See, you're learning how to save money with mining now. See?
Not a joke.
No.
Yeah. Nerd Gears has them for sale.
Dude, they've been having some stupid cheap stuff lately.
Yeah, he's been coming up with some good stuff. I used the RPM discount code. I got an additional 4% off.
4%? That's it?
I think that's yeah.
Panda, you need to negotiate. We need like 20. Come on, man.
Oh man, DJ's really into this. He's all in Tesla. He thinks the Tesla robots are gonna like change the face of the earth. It's gonna be like what's that company from iRobot? US Robotics.
Oh,
I'm telling you, man. Then we're gonna have a revolution because
I'm gonna have
the
to use
robots are gonna try to
ChatGPT
take
to
over.
find John Connor. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use proof of useful work to find John Connor.
I mean, when you really think about it, all this stuff that's happening, Brian, I wish. You know, everything we're talking about now with AI and all this stuff, this has been mentioned before. Like I watched Ex Machina. You ever see that movie?
No.
We're there. We're probably be like 10 years away, maybe 15. Like we're there. That's scary, man. Like that movie was crazy. But you know, when you really think about it, all this stuff that we've seen in movies our entire childhood, like even some stuff from like Back to the Future, like it's crazy to see it now as an adult, like, oh, this is actually happening. Hilo Crypto says Boston Dynamics robot. Now I know the Boston Dynamics robot does like some crazy stuff. They've already tested it, jumping, doing flips, picking up a bag, like tools and stuff. It's way ahead of the Tesla bot. But the fact that we're even talking about, let's just grasp this for a second. We're talking about robots. Like, you know, 15 years ago, even 10 years ago, people would have thought you were nuts because it wasn't, you know, on the forefront. Now you got AI and now robot technology is coming out. You know, it's a perfect storm, man. We'll see what happens. I think we know AI has been out for a while, right? AI has been out for a while. The military has had AI 20 years. They had AI on the Raptor. Now it's just getting to the consumer level, which is gonna, you know, play it up. So remember, the military's probably got 20 years ahead of everything we have now. And I'm talking like, you think that like the most expensive like Threadrippers and Epics that are out now, the military's got 20 years ahead of that. Just to even think about that, it's crazy to fathom. So, Boston Dynamics is owned by Hyundai. Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting. Very interesting. And a lot of people ask, like, Cybertruck, No beef in the chat. No beefing in the chat.
Well,
I lost my train of thought. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna get back to mining.
Well, I was circling back to crypto.
Okay.
I was circling there, and then I saw
It was a long walk. All right, we're taking the scenic route.
Yeah. I was on my way there, but then I saw a squirrel. Yeah, go ahead.
I saw a squirrel. He says.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anybody watched the Matt Electron's new video that he had on his Intel ARCs on the MMPOS. So it's looking like they actually have support for the Intel GPUs. So I'm gonna give it a shot on my A750. I'm not mining that coin that he's mining, the coin that shall not be named. So what do you think about the ARCs, man? The Intels.
I listen, as a budget graphics card, they're great. I think the A7, I think it's the new one, A770, right? If we can figure out, that's the
their top
but that's the
model.
flagship though. It's $300. Like, it's under 400. So, like, that's crazy. Like, if we can get the same, if that thing can get equivalent to like a 4070 Ti, like as far as processing goes, man, that's gonna be, people are gonna be buying those cards up by the thousands, dude. Like, I mean, it's a 16 gig card, right? For like sub $400. If that, I don't know Intel. I don't know much about the cards. I don't know if you can do AI work on them. I know they have a completely different structure. They don't even use CUDA, right? So I don't know. You know what I mean? Can they be used for AI? That's the question. If they can, that's going to be a great buy. You build a whole rig for $2,000. Like, it's almost like a no-brainer, you know? And especially if you're trying to budget your way in and you want to get like some substantial equipment for proof of useful work, A770 might be it. Black Sail says A770 end of the line, no more release by Intel. It's going to be interesting. I wonder what's going to happen. Retro Mike says clearly King never watched any of my videos. Ooh.
Okay,
Patrick,
to be fair, I haven't watched a lot of videos of anybody lately.
So Retro Mike says they run OpenCL. They can do anything AMD can except for miners. So DJ says only thing that worries me with Intel GPUs is that they will be updated on miners. Will they be updated on miners in the future? Right. That's the thing. But can they? I don't think anybody's done any testing. Retro Mike, I don't know if you've done any testing. Do you think these cards would be able to process AI? Like, do they have the capability to do that? It might be stupid question. I don't know. I don't know much about how Intel completely went like their own route. They went closer to AMD in my opinion, but they still like stayed in their own lane. They didn't really go the NVIDIA or AMD route.
So they can do whatever AMD can do.
Right. But it's not the AMD structure. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like it's a different, isn't it like a different architecture? It says they have the power, they need the driver support. So a 16 gig card from Intel, you know what I mean, for sub $400, and man, I just not financial advice, but hey, that's
They've been coming a long way though, man. They had that improvement for gaming that like
85%, right?
Yeah, it was, dude. So look, NVIDIA and AMD have been out forever, so they've been able to constantly refine their drivers, right? Versus Intel is just now in the game and they're now trying to get in, whereas these other companies have had years of driver support, right? To know what works, what doesn't work, how to optimize things and things like that. They have to work on that. So this is the thing is everybody knows that when something first comes out, you usually don't want the first generation, right? Because that's usually where there's issues, you know what I mean? There's refinements that need to be done. Usually you want that, third generation. That's when they start to perfect things. But I still think they're doing a good job.
Right. I think they are too, really. And I saw the improvements that their driver made. I mean, since the start of the updates, they've made an 85% improvement to like gaming, right? That's like, I think the last one you said was like 30%. It was one of the biggest jumps. So, it's great. I really want to see what's going to happen if they even have the there's not much information on the cards though. Like we don't. What's the bandwidth speed? I don't think I was able to find it. I mean, last time I looked, it's probably out now, but I don't know. Maybe take a shot and buy 8 of them and just see what happens. I mean, you know,
Well, I'm gonna be testing mine on MMPOS for 30 days. So another thing I'm probably doing is I'm gonna be testing all the different operating systems. Like I know there's RaveOS, there's Simple Mining. I know you know Simple Mining, right?
Oh yeah, I was on
There's
Simple
all
Mining
kinds
before
of other mining operating systems, RaveOS. A lot of them I haven't played with before, so I might do a series of where I test each one for 30 days, and I'll even try Nice Hack on Windows.
Nice. Bacon, Eggs, and Hash says NVIDIA was mentioned in the Senate hearings on AI a couple weeks ago. Yes, I said this, not that, but I said that there was going to be extreme scrutiny with the government in AI. It's coming. It's coming. So I think that's honestly, like I said, look, once AI comes to the light, it's all over. I mean, crypto mining and crypto is going to take the back burner. AI is going to take the front seat. And, you know, I think a lot of people are scared to invest in a lot of AI processing stuff, and especially proof of work stuff, because the government stance, it seems to be strong out the gate. Like, we didn't have Senate hearings on crypto. We're having it now, 11 years later. No, 14 years later. You know what I mean? AI's just started talking about it. Like, it became a hot topic this year, and we're already having Senate hearings about it. So this is something to consider when, you know, getting ready to purchase a, you know, stuff for AI processing. Now, this is, look, I'm not trying to scare anybody into not, you know, making an investment to something they want to do. If that's what you want to do what you want with your money. But factor in everything before you guys make a decision. Pay attention to what the government's doing, because I'm going to tell you something right now. If they make it illegal for the consumer to process AI, it's going to take a huge blow to the market. Like, you may be able to invest in companies, but you may not be able to, you might have to like require special licensing or something to process AI. That's where I see it going. It's going to have it right. It's going to have its own sector, but you know, it could be, you know, could be. First of all, by the time the big tech companies come in, it probably won't even be worth it to do it at home unless like a decentralized, unless like Flux takes off, right? Or you have a substantial like farm and you can maybe have Render use it. But it's going to be flooded, man. It's just going to be flooded. All right, Panda, see you later. So let's be careful moving into AI, because there's going to be a lot of FOMO. There'll be a lot of fear missing out with AI. People are going to buy tons of units. That's why I think that if you're going to get into it, I think the Intel GPUs are definitely a good purchase, especially if they can run it, right? Or the AMD GPUs. I mean, getting reckless and buying 25, 40, 90s when we don't even know where it's going to go from a regulatory standpoint, okay? And how the market's going to be. Look, from a regulatory standpoint, from the market being flooded already, okay? And it's now the buzzword in the stock market. There's going to be all these new startups coming out that are going to want to compete. It's going to be oversaturated. So I think everybody needs to pump the brakes a little bit, slow down on the AI craze, because there's going to be a lot of people losing a lot more money than they did with crypto mining. TC says AI been around for a long time. The buzzword and uneducated investors piling it. Just exit liquidity. I understand, but now it's becoming now it's coming where people are actually spending hundreds of thousands of dollars making investments into companies now, and this is like where it's starting to get. This is where it's starting to get heavy. It's starting to get really heavy. Yeah, AI has been around for a while. We know that, but now it's reaching the consumer level. That's what I'm talking about. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see. EG0911 says almost all AI tasks are based on CUDA. NVIDIA is the leader. Using Intel or AMD as a starting point is dumb. Some with unbiased renderers, NVIDIA RTX cores are king. Granted, I agree, 150%. K-Trem says, Hawk Crypto with AI there will be FOMO and regular fears. Well, this is why the government is looking into it 100%. Yeah, you never know, right? But GPU Rises is in the chat, says dollar per tensor core is kind of how I'm going to be looking at building out future rigs. That's interesting. What do you think about that, King? Dollar per tensor core.
He's not he's just gonna buy 4090s or whatever, 5090s, whatever.
Yeah, Mike's gonna mortgage his house. He's gonna install like a 200,000 watt Generac in his backyard, and he's just gonna run a million GPUs.
If people are interested in this AI stuff, I kind of need to get back into it. I got out of it because they didn't have support for my 4070s, and Jeff Key might have mentioned earlier in the stream that one of my AI rigs is being occupied by the Flux team right now, so I can't use it. So, it's been going. I've had it on there for I think like 2 weeks now. So, but I can't see anything they're doing or anything like that. So
yeah, they're playing it really close to the chest, like very close to the chest.
So, I do plan on doing some more VAS stuff, but the thing is, though, is I was at that guy, one of our potential customers down at Terra, his guy that does everything for him, his technical guy. I was actually just talking to him before I got on stream for like a half hour, and there's been a lot of issues going on at VAS too. Like there was a guy who was buying up all the 4090s. That as soon as they would come on the market, he would just instantly buy the time. Now he just disappeared, and now the market now is flooded, and people are having to drop their prices. So we were kind of like,
that's what I'm talking about.
We were kind of figuring out like I just asked him like, hey, so like how much averagely do you make a day on a card, right? He's like, well, right now it's not a good time to look at that because prices right now are still inflated, right? So he's just like, you would probably make off a 4090. He's like probably around $9 a day.
I mean, it's way better than crypto mining, but it's not consistent.
So the rigs that he built and the specs he gave me, and like, you know, we went over his list of stuff, is just like to get that rig with those cards, it's going to run you about 25 grand ish, right? Maybe closer to 30. Mm-hmm. So now you'd get that money back in about 9 months to a year at the current condition.
Not bad.
So, so it is sort of like crypto mining, but once again, this comes back to something Jeff Key said earlier too. When I asked him about the Flux nodes, right? About all the ports being open and stuff like that. Like it's getting into the realm of not just average people. Right. And I think they need to put more emphasis on that it's not for everybody. It's for people who know exactly what they're doing, can provide the uptime and the hardware and the technical expertise. So it took me about 2 hours to get VAS running my first try. Like,
I remember you complaining about it. It was a pain in the ass.
I'm going to tell you right now, it is not intuitive. It is not user friendly, and the devs are awful. So I'm just saying it does not check any boxes for anyone.
I think that, and this is just, you know, my opinion, but I think AI is going to I think the government's going to come in, man, and they're not going to like a decentralized AI. I mean, look, I'm pulling for Flux. I really am. I'm pulling for everybody to be successful. I hope it doesn't happen, but the way my mind works is that they're already upset at the decentralized factor of crypto. If you decentralize AI and you give everybody access to it without proper permitting and all this other stuff, I mean, yes, in any new industry, we're going to see fraud and we're going to see scams, right? But it's going to go up exponentially. And the government's really going to come in and they're going to hammer it. I'm telling you, I could foresee it. It's already on C-SPAN. Like,
it's technically decentralized compute is what it really is. It's you offering your compute power or hardware for people to use for whatever, for AI, for rendering,
right?
Medical,
but that's going to be the hot topic, though, right? People aren't going to look at it from that. We're looking at it from that because, you know,
it's a decentralized compute is what I see,
right? But when the word AI comes into it, and when bad things like AI get exposed, like taking someone's voice and calling their family and scamming them out of money, or maybe calling the IRS or credit card companies and all this other stuff, right? Once that gets thrown into the mix, government's going to come in heavy, and that's not what it's going to be used for, right? But they're gonna put this on a huge billboard, okay? And it's going to be, out of the 1,000 words that explain AI, these 5 words on the top are really going to highlight, and it's going to get a majority of people behind it. And I'm telling you, they're going to drop it
I think
they're gonna drop it hard, man. They're gonna drop the hammer hard on on like decentralized AI platforms. I feel it coming. I see the arguments already. Like they're already talking about it.
I know, but if you talk to somebody, like go to somebody at Safeway and go talk to them about AI, most of the people don't have any understanding of it. So
right, when they do, and they realize that they don't need these companies anymore, that they can do things on their own. Okay, and you can, create. I mean, virtually anything, right? Using artificial intelligence on a computer. I'm telling you, it's just my opinion. We're not always going to agree. I think from a regulatory standpoint, government's going to come in, they're going to drop the hammer hard. Because when you already see something on C-SPAN, okay, and they're actively talking, what C-SPAN is, right? It's where you can see all the hearings. Oh, just making sure, because you're not again, it's not politics.
I know what C-SPAN is.
All right,
I don't watch it, but I know.
Well,
what it is.
I saw a clip when they were talking about AI, and they said, and there's a guy on there, and he says, "Hey, we need clarity on this now. We cannot wait like crypto. Like we can't go in circles like you guys are going with cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and all this other stuff. We need clarification now because this is going to be huge." So, again, I'm just stating a concern. It's just something to keep an eye out for. I mean, that's solely here in the U.S. I don't know what the Canadians are doing.
I think it would come down to what like application you're doing. You know what I mean? On said thing, like maybe they might regulate particular apps or projects and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't think they're going to crack the hammer down that hard to begin with.
No, not to begin with. But they will make an example out of somebody. DJ said, "I'd argue top AI will be rather centralized." 100%. It has to be. It has to be, because even Flux proof of useful work is nothing is completely decentralized, right? There has to be a central point.
All right.
So
we have a caller.
It's Patrick, right? I hope it's Patrick.
It's the one you've been waiting for forever.
It's Patrick. Got to be Patrick. Because he's somebody. Yeah, it is.
He actually got it this time.
No, because he mentioned. I told him in the chat to come in, so I cheated. But go ahead, Patrick. I know you listen. I know you're hot on this, man. Please go, because I'm kind of going in circles a little bit.
I caught 30 seconds of what's going on. So I know AI, and then TC said something about the Koreans buying the killer robot dog company, and then you said to jump into chat.
Yes. So what we're talking about now, what the topic that I'm on now is the regulatory clarity of AI, and how, we're 14 years roughly into cryptocurrency, right? Maybe 15. And we're just now seeing arguments come to Congress and lawmakers, right? It's starting to get hot now, right? AI, the hot button topic for the consumer level, has maybe started end of last year into this year, right? That's when the buzzwords really started picking up. And we're already starting to see arguments on C-SPAN. Do you think that regulatory clarity and the government's going to drop down hard, because the threat from, bad actors with AI is significantly higher than it is with cryptocurrency? What are your takes on that?
I got to get a tinfoil hat to keep at my desk for moments like this. So for me, I think our government's number one business is propaganda before anything else. Right. And so with ChatGPT and all these other large language model softwares, that really allows somebody with some sort of authority to project any message that they want. Okay. And this is the reason why something like this needs to be under control. So whatever narrative is being pushed out there is the accepted narrative.
Right. So, I mean, okay, so
that's what you're saying. I look at it, right?
No, right. So it all depends on what example they use. Basically, is what it comes down to when it comes to attacking. I guess what I'm trying to say is that whatever like you said, the narrative is to control it, or I'm trying to put it in words, man. I'm sorry. Like, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I'm just trying to.
This is what I think. Something maybe like this is they're going to have some kind of KYC program to hold people accountable in case something happens, right? That way they could backlog to whoever does it.
Right, but you're talking. I don't know,
what
man.
If China or Russia start using some stuff, you know what I mean? And then, I'm just saying, as far as for like governments and things like that. There's going to have to be some way to track what people do and to trace it back. And
but that's going to come
hold them
through.
accountable.
That's right. I agree with you 100%. But that's going to have to come through regulatory clarity. That's not going to have to come through like if we're starting an AI marketplace, right? Okay. And I tell you, hey King, this website is going to cost us $150,000 to set up. We're going to start up the marketplace. We're going to put this, put that. I'm throwing numbers around, right? But I said, hey, we have to add KYC and we have to pay for the record keeping of every single thing these customers are using. That budget is going to go tenfold because now you need significant amount of storage. You need a significant amount of infrastructure. I don't think we're going to see a lot of companies come out doing that. They're going to try to do the cheapest option, which we're seeing now, right? They're not going to be worried about logging what people are doing for bad actors unless it's regulated and the government says, hey, you have to have this so we can audit you in case something happens or comes out of your systems.
Well, they're already being logged, and it's not because of government interference or meddling or anything like that. It's just simple intellectual property theft. So people who have something very valuable, they're not using centralized services. They're building up their own infrastructure because they know that as soon as they submit PDFs, documents, books, whatever it is that they're trying to get modeled in there to work with, that information is going to be available. So anything they put up there that could potentially be proprietary, even just from a simple we're a business, we're a software company. We don't want someone stealing our intellectual property because we make, say, the best word processor in the world. But
Right.
all the documents, the code, the infrastructure is all put up there to do any analyzing against that allows somebody else to have absolute control over your intellectual property. And so, I mean, you can already be a bad actor in the space without the government sniffing and seeing what's going on there. And you can say, well, we're just using it to improve our modeling system to train our data better so it can do the job and become a better and more useful product to you. Same thing Google feeds you on why they're taking all their information and spying on you all the time. Same with Ring and all these other, cloud-based services. Oh, we're doing it just to improve service. No, fuck you. You're spying and taking all of our information, packaging it up, reselling it, and giving it to anybody from a 3-letter agency who asks for it.
Right.
That's the reality of these things.
Yeah, and with man, it's just I need to wrap my head around it a little more, and then I might make a video on it or something because I do think that getting closer to decentralized AI and like vast AI is already out, right? So now it's already happening, and the fact that, like I said, that they're making arguments on Congress now about it, I just hope that we get a new generation of lawmakers in there before they start making rules on AI because these people, like DJ said, they hardly understand crypto. He said it'll take ages to figure out AI, but what they do understand and what all those generations understand in Congress is that when they can lose control, they all understand that. Okay? And if they fear a loss of control with these platforms and, decentralized computing and anybody can buy whatever, they'll act quickly on that. You know what I mean? So they're all making money on crypto right now. So it's this big circus with crypto, but AI is completely different. I mean, I don't know. It's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. So
what do you think, King? You're up there kind of silent. Look like you want to get in.
I don't think it's going to come that quick. How long it took for the crypto to come?
right.
Who's ringing my doorbell at 7:44 at night?
It's me, prank call.
Prank call.
All right, yeah.
Well, I think it took, I guess, kind of.
Give me 1 second.
People
I'll be right back.
Sorry, King.
Go ahead. No, I'll take the helm. Go ahead.
I think it took the financial people a while to realize that crypto as an alternative economic model is actually feasible. And then once it proved that it can be a thing, then they started paying attention. And immediately here with AI, like the whole when everybody became aware of ChatGPT-3, you know, it was like, oh wow, it can do all these things, and it's really good at lying too. That's when everybody really started noticing.
Right. It's definitely a new time. This is something that we've never been through before. I mean, I think the last time it was something of this significance with technology, as far as the decentralization goes, was the introduction of the internet. I think this is going to be like one of those next type level events when AI becomes more mainstream and more people have access to it and it's decentralized. I really don't think a lot of people understand the threat from bad actors in AI, and I know the government is going to come down on it. It's just what I believe, man. I know I'm circling around this a lot, but it's just what I believe. From a law enforcement perspective, holy shit. Like, it's already hard enough to do investigations and point fingers at people, but I'm serious. Could you imagine if AI throws in a whole monkey wrench into investigative things? Now, if we have AI on our side, that's great, because you're going to need AI to police AI. But like, oh my God, dude, I'm getting a headache just kind of even thinking about how, like, you know, from a law enforcement perspective, what it's going to be like. King, you're muted.
The Mining King does not endorse anything Hawk is saying right now. I've been told by the FBI to just stop all communications. Great stream, guys.
Yeah, right. No, but from an investigative standpoint, it's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be as Zay Pirate said, it's gonna be like AI wars. That's what it's gonna be like.
Like if I were a detective, deepfakes would be like my worst nightmare.
Exactly. That's one of the things already. Like, I can tell you scams that I've worked where my mother almost fell victim to it. You know what I mean? And I knew this stuff was coming out, so I always told, like, and you guys should do this too. Here's a really good piece of advice. I tell my family members, if you ever get a phone call from me, okay, and I seem to be in trouble or I'm asking for help, right? We have to have a code word that only us we will know. Ask me this question if I'm ever in this situation, and if I don't answer you, it's probably fake. Hang up the phone, call my cell phone directly. You know what I mean? So, and everybody should do this now. Like, everybody should do this because, dude, I've seen millions get sent in scams to people, and it's crazy. Matthew says, anyone heard of or know about the NVIDIA H100 80 gigabit GPU that sells for 20 to 30K? Wonder what hash rate it gets. I'm pretty sure it's significant. DJ says there's a 24/7 deep fake stream of President Trump and President Biden. They debate 24/7, pretty wild. But yeah, but it's like, here's the thing. Like, there was an AI movie that was released that was just like insane. Like, the whole world is gonna change overnight. Like, I don't think everybody's really understanding how this is gonna affect our day-to-day lives. And it's look, in my opinion, it's gonna be the next coming of the internet. You know what I mean? Because just my opinion.
Yeah,
So.
I see kind of a cultural divide where you're going to see people wanting to be, I guess, kind of more conservative to kind of traditional communications. Hey,
Right.
let's, meet up at the diner. Let's have some coffee. Let's talk. Leave your
Right.
cell phone at home.
Right.
So you're going to have people kind of wanting to demodernize many aspects of their life.
Right.
With, I think, a very well-justified paranoia, even though paranoia might not be the correct word for it,
No,
And then
there's
you're
definitely going to be a concern.
And then you're going to have the DJ Minds of the world who is like, hey, tech AI, put it in my brain immediately. I want all of it right now, today, yesterday.
Yeah,
You can't
yeah.
do it fast enough for me. So we got a whole range of...
Siri will rule the world.
So, did you ever see the movie Transcendence, Patrick, with Johnny Depp?
Nope.
You saw Transcendence, right? So, Transcendence was all about this. Johnny Depp, he dies in the movie. Long story, and it's in the previews. If you watch a preview, they kind of give you the premise of the movie. They upload his consciousness to what's called it's a supercomputer called PIN in the movie, and it's an independent AI. It's really good. Never saw Transcendence. A lot of big actors in it too. The guy from Legion's in there. I can't remember his name though. The guy who played Jarvis. Anyway, so there was a group called Unplug. Was like there were like some, they didn't want this. They didn't want the AI revolution. They didn't want all this other stuff. And Johnny Depp was attacked in the movie. You have to see it. It's pretty good. You would actually really like it. But this is where we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see, because it's a little bit more realistic, right? Transcendence is maybe probably 10 to 15 years away as far as tech is concerned, in my opinion. But it's a little more realistic. He becomes an AI. Okay, he becomes artificial. He uploads his consciousness to a computer. He gets connected to the internet. He manipulates the markets, made billions of dollars overnight, is developing all this technology 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. He doesn't get tired. It's crazy. And nanotechnology was infused with it too. So you will like it. Watch it. But I think we're going to see the pushback that he got in that movie, I think is what we're going to see from a lot of people. We're going to see groups formed. We're going to see a lot of hate and stuff going against tech companies because Morgan Freeman's in the movie. And there was a scene where they gave like a poisonous cake and they killed like 15 people in a lab and set them back like 20 years or something like that, he said. And we're going to see a lot of I'm just saying. I just watch it. It's like a good movie. No, it's a really good movie.
Sounds like some Terry Nichols kind of bullshit.
It's actually pretty good. I liked it. Johnny Depp did well in the movie, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of a battle of people fighting for their sovereignty, which is kind of like something we as a community pay attention to, because the whole idea of crypto is to have this sovereignty over your finances of how and who you do or don't want to, engage in commerce with. At the end of the day, that's what that is. It's the attempt to take out the middleman of the traditional financial system, just so, you and I can barter and exchange with a agreed upon medium,
So while we're on this topic,
Instead
and DJ, I like this. The FDA just approved Neuralink for human trials. What's your opinion on that?
Me or DJ?
Yeah, you.
Or
No, you.
me?
I'm asking
Neuralink?
you. Awkward silence.
Principally, I'm against it. However, it's another one of these things that I look at in most modern technological innovations where it's the antithesis of human flourishing, sovereignty, and happiness. In a extremely limited use case, something like this, to say a person who's not able to control limbs or their eyesight, they have some type of physical disability, and this is able to, in some part, restore function to them so they regain themselves, their sovereignty, their control. I think that it's a blessing and it's beautiful. But more than that, it's like it's a curse. It's a very, very fine line to walk across.
I think you're right. I think from a medical perspective, if for example, if it's able to use technology so somebody can hear, or they just maybe have bad balance and it helps with their equilibrium, or something that helps them get to what we consider as a societal normal, then yes, I think it's great. Anything beyond that, I do think it's going to be strange. It's going to be strange. Definitely going to be strange. Black Sail says, Hawk, have you seen Lucy? Luke Besson, she becomes Data.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah. I haven't seen Lucy. I should watch it though. I did hear it was pretty good though.
Yeah, what was that? Scarlett Johansson, I think it is.
Johansson. That's my baby.
Yeah. God,
my woman.
She's beautiful. I don't care what she's in. Just put her on the screen. I'll watch the movie.
Yep. That's my woman. Her and oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. Her, like Jessica Alba. Man, I had some childhood crushes, man.
You know, I'm a
Emma
basic
Watson.
bitch. I'm not gonna lie. You know, there's certain women you can just put them in a movie. I'm like, take my money, sold.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
There's a couple actors that I do like that I'll watch their movies no matter what. Like, aside from the beautiful women, I do think Mel Gibson is a good actor, and I'll watch almost anything he's in. Him, like Sean Penn, I'll watch their movies. Like, I'll watch these guys because I think they're great actors. I mean, he made great movies. You see Edge of Darkness? Great.
Nope.
And fantastic. Oh, dude, you would love it. It's totally you, 100%. Anyway, so how does this circle back to crypto mining? I think AI I think with AI, we're going to see a lot of manipulation in hash rates too. 150%. I was talking to somebody a long time ago on the DCA Discord when I first got into this community, and he was saying that AI can actually manipulate hash rates with certain machines, and it can actually help develop certain miners and make them, it kind of creates its own structure. What do you think about that? Do you think we'll see more AI-driven designs for machines now, like with maybe new architecture coming in and higher hash rates? Do you think AI will make crypto mining more efficient? I think that's where the question I was getting to.
I don't know. I think King needs to do some talking. He's sitting up there too silent.
He's building a Flux node.
That's funny that everyone thinks I'm doing Flux nodes all the time.
only-
I'm building a flight sheet right now, so I can solo mine Flux. That's what I'm building.
King, do you think
building
AI
it.
will improve efficiency for crypto mining?
I mean, I guess it could. I mean, because I guess it could figure out what the best settings would be. So theoretically, I guess it could.
Right.
I would go against it just to prove it wrong, but that's just me.
Let's see. From crypto to ladies, here we go. Golden Wolf. I'm trying to keep it going. Guys are
Yeah.
it's and this is like a weird time, man. It's a weird time. This is more of like a sit back and kind of watch and see what happens time. There's not a lot of news going on unless there's like, some headline about something. Unless there's like a headline story, there's not so much news going. I saw Rabid Mining had a video where he said CPU mining is almost close to Ethereum numbers. Did you guys see this video?
Yeah, I think what he was referencing is the profitability now is what the profitability dollar-wise then during, the big when Ethereum was, king of everything.
Right.
Because at that point, 3,900 was making $1.50 a day. 3,900x. So
Right. Yeah. It says crypto mining right now, he said, averages about 11 cents per kilowatt hour. And GPU mining is 11 cents per kilowatt hour. And then CPU mining is upwards of 40 cents per kilowatt hour. He says it's much more efficient, much more profitable. Me too, DJ. I miss it too.
Current profitability, yes. So you're looking
At current profitability, correct.
You're looking at delayed return on investment.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, 4070 Ti is going to be king, man. I don't think anything's going to beat it as far as 40 series cards go. I know now Max, I mentioned to Max that most people are thinking that the 3070 is more efficient and stuff, but Max made a good argument. I wish I remembered what he said verbatim. I'm not sure. I wish he can call in and mention it. Why the 4070 Ti would be better.
When it comes to core intensive stuff, like Kapow and stuff like that, to me, the 6000 series from AMD is far more efficient and also stays much cooler. So,
right.
I
agree with you.
It depends on what you want to accomplish, right? So,
right.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm considering kind of the transition of what do we use our GPUs with to make money, not just mining, but everything that's coming kind of down the pipeline. Because there are going to be more and more marketplaces and avenues for us to rent out our capabilities to, whoever needs them for whatever project's going on. And it's like, for me, I feel like holding on to AMD GPUs is kind of like hanging on to a toxic asset.
Mhm.
just because almost everything is designed for, you know, for NVIDIA, for CUDA cores. Not everything, but just about. And I mean, it is technically the superior card. You get a lot more horsepower out of what you're driving there. And I feel like the crypto scene itself is evolving away from the ledger, because that's really what Bitcoin is at its core. It's just a ledger. And every other project is some type of variation on the ledger. And now that we've had 512 different variations on that, there has to be something that's really new and innovative other than, hey, we make our ledger entries faster than the other one, or we have more copies than the other one, or, you know, something like that. It needs to be a completely new case.
Right.
And just seems to be, I don't know, prudent to be more well positioned to kind of hit the ground running to whatever project just opens up day zero.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're gonna call this stream because I'm running out of topics. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm an hour and a half in. There's not much to talk about, but that's why Patrick comes in and he puts emphasis on what we're talking about. That's why I love having him on the show. So, Mr. King, I think it's time. We've been about an hour and 36 minutes. It's been a great show. I love all you guys. Thank you so much. I want to pick this discussion up maybe next week. Maybe we'll get some more topics. It'll be on my channel next week. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in on Terrahash Tuesday. I appreciate it. Hit the like button if you haven't subbed to the Mining King. Sub to the Mining King, and then you can sub to my channel. So, thank you. Have a great night. King, hit that end button. We out of here. Take care. Thanks.